students and all kinds of viewers. Assalamu alaikum. I would like to welcome you to my virtual lecture presentation. This lecture has been prepared and made for HSC first year students. Even it can be actually suitable for the second year students as well. So I would like to warmly welcome you to my virtual lecture presentation class. I am Azharul Haq, Assistant Professor of English, Comilla Victoria Government College, and my email address is mazhar.haq@gmail.com. So let's get started. Well, this is the image of something. Can you guess from this image? I hope you are right, maybe. This is the image of a university, which is the seat of the highest seeking of knowledge. It's a place of obtaining degrees, being intellectual, and of course having a master's, PhD, honors, or some other degrees. So this is a very holy place for the educationists. Let's go to the second slide. Next slide. These are also some images of something. Can you see and guess what are these images indicate? These are actually the images of some universities which are very renowned and prestigious throughout the whole world. You can see the top left corner, the University of Technology, Sydney. Top right corner is another angle of this university, and the top right corner is the University of Nottingham, Malaysia, and bottom left corner is the University of German, Munich. So these are some well-ranked and top selected universities of the world. So from this discussion, can you guess what are we going to talk about? Perhaps your guess is quite right. Yes, we are going to talk about higher education. Of course, it is relating to the universities and the way the university administers degrees and education courses, conducting journals, and so on. So let's go to the next slide. Yes, this is another slide of a very famous personality. Hope you can very well understand this. This is the image of Rabindranath Tagore, the world poet, born in 1861, died 1941. So from all these images that we have already seen, what is your conjecture about the topic that I am going to talk about today? Well, this is the topic which is very much related to Rabindranath Tagore and the universities. So I hope you are quite right that I'm going to talk about a very important topic today, that you can see now. Yes, Path to Higher Education and Eastern University by Rabindranath Tagore, Unit 6, Lesson 1. Okay, you have seen the title of the topic. So can you just think about a minute and explain it in simple language to yourself or with your partners? Path to higher education, that is the road or the ways that can lead you to the ultimate success of obtaining or achieving higher education. So let's see what's the present state of Eastern University. You can see I have chosen some very key concepts and keynotes of Eastern universities here. Let's read them one by one. What are the roles of the Eastern universities? They collect and distribute knowledge, have become India's arms bowl of knowledge, lower our intellectual self-respect, teach us only to borrow, not to create anything, lead us to pass exam only, make only qualified candidates, only provide external success, do not relate to culture. So at a glance, we have seen the features of the Eastern universities that are quite existent in this total chapter. Well, I would like to inform you one thing, that if you are supposed to follow my lecture, you are supposed to open that particular topic, that is Unit 6, Lesson 1, for your better understanding. So because it's not possible to teach the whole and to read the whole paragraph or whole articles or whole comprehension passage line to line, line by line. So it's better you can keep it open in front of you, and that will be very much benefited for you to understand this topic. Let's go to the next slide. Yes. In the previous slide, we have seen some, actually, they are the drawbacks of Eastern universities and all the universities throughout the whole world at the present world. Actually, what should university be like? What is our expectation? What is our desire that a university should be like? So these are also given at a, I have chosen some keywords and features. Let's read them one by one. Teachers should provide intellectual hospitality or wealth of mind. Students have to acquire inner perfection. Students need to develop creativity. All learners should follow culture. Education has to be built based on culture. So these are the mottos of the universities, not only the Eastern universities, all the top-ranked and well-recognized universities of the world should have these following mottos, which have been very critically discussed by Rabindranath Tagore. Rabindranath Tagore actually tried to expose the problems of Eastern universities and what should be the goals and objectives of other universities be like. That was the main core of the article. So let's go to the next slide. These are very important vocabularies chosen from this lesson or chapter, which you will have to know very well. So let us have a look at them one by one. Intellectual. Intellectual is an adjective. It's a noun also. It means rational, noetic, associated with or requiring the use of having intellect. Acquainted is an adjective. It means familiar, known, having fair knowledge of something. Succumb is a verb. It means yield, give in, surrender, consent, reluctantly, yield to force. Grudge is a verb or noun. It can be also used as a noun. Begrudge, resent, grievance, harbor, ill feelings, long-term animosity. Compulsion is a noun. It means obligation, constraint, irrational need or irresistible urge to perform action or to do something. Actually, you will see that the vocabularies are given with their parts of speech, exact parts of speech, their synonyms and meanings. So they are very important for you, and you need to know them very well. Aristocracy is a noun. It means nobility, peerage, nobility or hereditary ruling class, elite class, etc. Hospitality is a noun. It means friendliness, welcome, helpfulness, act of welcoming, receiving, entertaining guests. Claimant is a noun. One who claims something, suitor, applicant or candidate. Let's go to the next slides. For excellence, it's a noun. It means superiority, perfection, worth, quality of being excellent or brilliant. Mechanical, adjective, lifeless, mindless, acting as if performed by a machine. Proportion is a noun, and it can also be used as a verb. It means part, portion, percentage, beat, ratio, a part or share considered in comparative relation to a whole. Lure is a verb and also can be used as a noun. Temptation, enticement, provoke or attract a person to do something. Humiliation is a noun. Embarrassment, shame, disgrace, ignominy, and the meaning is state of disgrace or loss of self-respect. Perversity is a noun. Willfulness, obstinance, tenacity, awkwardness, willfulness, desire to behave in unreasonable or unacceptable way. Maxim is a noun. It means axiom, saying, adage, proverb, motto, a saying that is widely accepted on its own merits. Trampled, treated, stamped, crushed or walked over. Stepped heavily on something or someone, causing damage or injury. These are some pre-reading questions for you from this chapter. The role of this, or the function of this pre-reading question, is to uh, let you know, or you should know something prior to going to the text. That is, if you know this, or if you check these pre-reading questions, you will get some very important information about the lesson. So what are they? First one, what do teachers do in an Indian university? Has Indian education always been like this? Why Indian universities are thought to be the alms bowl? What should university actually do for the nations? Why are the intellectuals not doing the right thing? So these are the pre-reading questions that when you read these questions, you can think about the answers, or you can think about the solutions, and you will actually frame a picture of the topic that I am going to talk about. Let's go to the next slide. This is a very important slide because this slide will give you the main ideas of the comprehension passages. There are a lot of passages in this chapter, so I have squeezed them all and given you some very important comprehension of ideas, or it can be called the summary of the whole passages. You will check them one by one. So, dear students, let's have a look at this, the main ideas of the comprehension of the passage. I'm going to read it for your better understanding, and there are some keywords, very important words, which have been highlighted for your better understanding. According to Rabindranath Tagore, the main objective of our universities should be to keep continuing on the search for creating knowledge, introducing students with our culture and developing a tradition in which teachers and students can offer their intellectual hospitality and also their wealth of mind to others. It's a very long line, the topic sentence, very important because this sentence will summarize the whole idea of the passage. They also can serve intellectuals to earn their proud right in return to receive gifts from the rest of the world. There are shortcomings of the universities established in India in the modern times. These universities borrow knowledge from foreign countries and do not present any knowledge in return. By doing this, they actually lower our intellectual self-respect by encouraging us to make a show of borrowed knowledge. Universities should never be made into mechanical organizations for collecting and distributing knowledge only, because they have far greater responsibilities than this. They should also discover the best things of their nation's minds and develop their intellectual culture and acquaint students with the best things. They should make the community not only educated but also cultured. So in a very short idea, I have tried to give you what is the whole paragraphs, what are the whole paragraphs, or what is the whole lesson is going to give. So you can check it very carefully. And now let's go to the next. Core meaning and message from the text. This is a bit similar to the previous slide, but this will give you more highlighted idea and conception from this chapter. So let's have a look at it. Universities shouldn't be an organization for producing graduates and intellectuals only, nor it should be a place for conducting research and writing journals alone. Rather, universities should focus mainly on producing quality graduates and encourage further research activities so as to make quality intellectuals to usher a change in the mechanical attitudes of the mentality of people. They, that is the universities, must be vigilant enough to sustain the traditional concepts of the society and nourish the culture in such a way so that the intellectuals can be needed for the upgradation of the society and culture. Best practices from the universities, from other universities, can be followed and imitated for constructive changes in the society. Finally, the graduates and intellectuals passing out from the universities should contribute to the nation building activities and serve to the welfare of positive societal change of a country. So this is a very good idea. In a nutshell, I have tried to establish the core message Rabindranath Tagore is going to expose or express throughout the whole paragraph. So I strongly urge the dear students to please have a very attentive look or a very close look upon this extract. So if you read this or if you understand this extract, you will have the clear idea of the whole paragraph. So let's go to the next slide. So this is the time to recall your remembrance. That is, can you remember the pre-reading questions I have already given you in my previous slide? If you can remember, if your answer is yes, you can try to answer them, or you can discuss it with your nearest partner, because after reading the main idea and the core message, perhaps you have got some ideas to get the answers or solutions of the pre-reading questions. Let's go to the next slide. These are the very important questions, follow-up questions, which will be given you as tutorial. That is, you will be doing these questions at home. Try it with yourself individually. Let's take a look at them one by one. First one, what, according to Rabindranath Tagore, should be the aim of our universities? Number two, what's the shortcoming of the universities established in India in the modern time? Number three, universities should never be made into mechanical organizations for collecting and distributing knowledge. Why? Why, according to Rabindranath, the disaffection has become widespread among the educated community? Number five, what should universities never be? Number six, what does culture acknowledge? Number seven, why has the writer compared Indian universities to ants' bowl? So these are the questions given to you, which you can try to get the answer at your own way individually. Of course, you can take the help from the text of your book to get the answer of these questions. And you can also discuss these questions with your partner, no problem. So, and I can tell you that if you just solve these questions, 6 or 7 questions, it will be helpful for you to solve the flowcharts, summaries, and other questions related to this topic or related to this chapter. And that's all from me today. I hope you have enjoyed watching and listening to my presentation. If you have anything to know more, or if you are in difficulty in understanding this, you are quite welcome. You are most welcome to inform me by emailing me, which I have already given at the first slide, mazhar.talk@gmail.com. And with this, I would like to thank you for being with me. And I hope you will try this chapter now. You will try it at your own home and practice yourself. Thank you very much. See you again another day.